So Chelsea, Fennel's owner, is here to pick up Fennel. Oh my gosh, so she got in yesterday and really wanted to come see Fennel, and the people pleasing, like this is your bird, what you say goes side of me was like, yeah, come see your bird. But the professional, like trainer side of me was like, no, this is not a good idea, because she was getting here so close to bedtime. So the birds have timers that, like lights on timers that go off definitely by 7:30, but the first main light goes off about 7:15, and she was supposed to get here at 7:10. So it was like I would be keeping Fennel awake for this, and I just felt like we weren't set up for success. Like she would be roosty and ready to go to bed. I don't take her out usually to interact with her that late, so it would just be weird unless I had her outside. But that's when, like, sometimes some nights we might leave the aviaries out and then push them in a little bit later, but I didn't do that because the weather's been cooler. Anyways, I kept telling Dave I was kind of freaking out about it. I was like, I really don't think it's a good idea. It's like not set up right, but I feel really guilty saying you can't see your bird that you're so excited to see that, you know, it's been a while. So I didn't feel right saying that. So I kept going back and forth in text, like, yeah, just come see her, try to like be here as early as you can, blah, blah, blah. Well, I took Fennel out and she was so good. So good. Like she just came out, but she seemed a little bit like, what are you doing, human? Like you're up to something. And I could tell my energy was getting a little frenzied because I was nervous about making the right decision or not, and things just going down. I'm like, what if, you know, we're not set up right? I caved to wanting to please this woman, and it all like starts off horrible, and we don't have that much time to fix it in person, and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I was just kind of like worst case scenario, really freaking out. And it takes a lot for me to like listen to the professional side, because I feel like it's not as loud as this is their bird, let them do what they want. Like they're in charge of their bird. You don't have a say. And then I'm like, well, they don't want it to go wrong either, right? So anyways, I took Fennel out. She was fantastic. I had her do a little bit of training. She was receptive. I was like, okay, you know, this could be okay. This could be all right. But then she wasn't as receptive. I just did like 2 or 3 reps, and then it was kind of over. And she just seemed really confused by what the heck I was up to and what I was doing. And at the last minute, I was like, you know what? I can't do this. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this to the bird. I shouldn't do this to Chelsea, because she just wants to see her bird and she's letting emotions rule. I need to be the one to make the right decision. And so I put Fennel away just as the light turned out. And like I could feel at the end her energy shift and be like, I want to go to bed. And so I was like, okay, this is the right decision to like put her away. Walked in the house, literally the doorbell rang. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And I just kind of explained my reasoning, which Chelsea was very understanding about. And I think I have a hard time remembering, like that is what people want. They want that guidance from me, but I just feel so guilty sometimes about it, because I know that a lot of the time it's not what people want to hear, and it's not the route that they want to take. So it's just hard to deliver the news sometimes. So anyways, I'm proud of myself. I wanted to share that because I felt like it was important for any of you guys struggling with leading by your emotions versus being more set up for success, especially on a time crunch where it really, really matters. Like I only have today with Chelsea and Fennel, and they leave tomorrow morning. So she needs to be able to take Fennel today and drive an hour and a half with her, spend time with her in the hotel, have an okay travel time with her. Like it needs to go smoothly. And to start off last night just horrible, because everybody, like, because they were excited to see Fennel. Fennel doesn't know what's going on. We have no way of communicating that. I think it could have been disastrous. So I'm excited to start fresh today. Chelsea's not a morning person, so we're doing this a little later in the day, and if all goes well, Chelsea will leave here with Fennel today, and I will feel really good about the progress we made. So there's definitely a part of me where I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't make all my video footage look, or like make me look like a liar this little past bit. I don't know what her reaction's gonna be to seeing Chelsea here in my environment. So we'll see. And I know Chelsea and her daughter really want to meet my flock, so I'm thinking the best thing is to have them meet my flock, and Fennel can see that they're here. So let's see what happens.
I'm Chelsea. I'm from Houston, Texas. And I first got into birds about a year ago. I found BirdTricks probably just a month or so into being interested in parrots. Was talking to people on forums, having some, just needed some general advice, having some second thoughts, wondering what I needed to do, and found, I think it was a One Day Miracle or something from BirdTricks that I watched, and I thought, wow, that is amazing. I need to watch them and see what else I can learn. So not too long after, I got on Patreon and I did their parrot training courses, and that is how I actually started working with Fennel. When I got Fennel, I'd already had that stuff, kind of under my belt. So starting with her on day one, we were doing permission-based training and, kind of using the BirdTricks approach to bird training. I got Fennel from a breeder when she was 3 months old, which is early for an Eclectus to choose to wean, and I thought that she probably had force weaned the bird. I got Fennel and she acted like a wild animal, and I had actually called a professional trainer who worked for a zoo, and this lady had gotten birds in, and within 2 weeks they were flight trained and in their shows that they give the public. So if you can have a bird that doesn't know you, and within 2 weeks your trainers work with it to put it in your show where it's flying above people in the crowd and saying words on command and things like that, I wanted somebody like that to see my bird, Fennel, and tell me what is wrong with her. That trainer came and she said, Fennel could just be a jerk of a bird, but give it time. She's a long-lived bird. Keep working with her, and hopefully you'll get there. Just keep using the permission-based training. And the most I could get from Fennel after a month, and then the professional trainer being there, after 2 months of having Fennel, the most I could do is get Fennel to step up. The most that this bird would do for me, 50% of the time, was step up. And so a month before I had talked to Jamie in a consultation, I hadn't had any physical contact with Fennel. She wouldn't come to me at all. My goal with the consultation with Jamie is just, what am I doing wrong? What is wrong with my bird? Is it me? Is it her? What's going on? So she opted to take Fennel as a project bird, which I was so excited. I thought, this is great. This is like intense birdie boot camp. And now we can see if Fennel is going to be a companion bird someday, or if she really is just a bird's bird that just wants to be in the wild and have nothing to do with people. My first impression after not seeing Fennel for 2.5 months is, holy cow, she's so big. She grew up. All the yellow is gone from her beak. She's definitely wider, she's longer, and her feathers look really, really good. She's not in molt anymore, so I know that certainly helps with the feathers, but also the fact that Jamie was able to get her to move around the house and be in different areas and even go outside. Here, Fennel will not leave her bird room. She would just be so afraid. Fennel does this thing where if you're carrying her, if you're holding her, if you have her somewhere and there's a noise or a sneeze or something drops, she flies away. And one of those times is any time I tried to get her out of her room into like a living room or kitchen or something where she could come out on a tree. She would have nothing to do with it. So when I saw her being this, she's a big bird now, and she'd been outside and, she was letting Jamie use a spray bottle, I was very proud of her. And I also noticed just how much she'd grown.
Can you come? Can you come? Why? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she was like that too. Where we would train the other Eckie, and she would be super interested and like get as close as possible, but she would never like actually want to do it or want to come.
Yeah, we couldn't get her that little bit extra step to do it.
Thank you. brought you safflower seed because you took so long. So sunflower seeds are when it's really awesome. Safflower is like, meh. Just like, well, I'll take it anyway.
And when I left Jamie's house, I was thinking that whatever history Fennel and I have, and whatever I think I know about this bird, I have really got to try to forget about it and just move forward with taking the information that Jamie gave me and applying that toward this bird. As in, I was asking Jamie, who is Fennel? You tell me, and I will treat her that way.
Do you want to just see if she'll come onto your hand from my hand?
Sure.
Curly?
Okay, now. No, good girl.
Good job. I don't know if you have enough room. You don't. She's like, my mouth is already full.
Hey,
but we might be able to like put her down on the, oh my gosh, really, sir? On the stand, and then just work on the step-ups like I was just doing.
Okay.
Put that in my teeth.
Now, when you set her down, that's not a click. It's just when she
Nope.
comes up.
Because it is the reinforcement. She wants
Okay.
to go down.
No, sorry. I was going to pull you back because you're not supposed to use your beak.
So a little clarity on the situation, which I offered to Chelsea in the moment, but wanted to recap it here for you guys, is there's a lot of talk in my videos about step up, step down, beak first, or foot first. Now, when you're asking for a step up from a bird, I really prefer the foot first. And that's because if a bird learns to step up with their beak first, it will look the same whether their intention is to step up or whether their intention is to bite you. It's very hard to tell the difference when the head is down in that position. So that's why I try to make it so that birds are very clear with their body language on stepping up foot first. It is, however, okay for the bird to step down onto another object like a tea stand, a perch, a foraging tree, a cage, whatever have you, with their beak first, because there's no worry about getting bit. So as long as, like in Fennel's case, she wants to go away from most humans, so it is reinforcement to be set down onto something, and whether that's beak first or foot first, it really doesn't matter as long as it's fairly quick and clear to Fennel. She's just looking to get there. And the reason that we don't give a treat on that perch is because the perch is the reward and is the treat. It's higher value than a food reward because she wants to be there more than she wants to be with the person. So I just wanted to bring a little clarity to that situation in case there was any of you with a few questions in your mind about it.
See, she looks sort of interested. Like,
Yeah.
to me, she looks curious.
So I usually ask with my right hand if it makes any difference. And yeah, why don't you just see if she is willing to step up for you. And if she is, I'll click, and then you can immediately let her go back down. So don't pull her so far away that she can't go back down.
Okay. Hi. You want to come?
Show her the treat
You come?
and stop asking. So in this situation, this is basically the concept of offering a cue for so long that you're weakening the cue. So for example, if you ask a bird to step up and you leave your hand there for a really long time and the bird's obviously showing no interest in stepping up, you're just weakening your cue of the fact that you asked. It's the same thing with flight training. If you just keep calling and calling and calling your bird to come, and the bird has its back turned to you or just has no interest in actually flying to you and is not responsive, all you're doing is weakening that cue or that signal that you're trying to give to your bird. So it's much better to present the cue for a second or two, and if there's disinterest or the bird is not responsive at all, not even moving towards you or looking towards you or giving you any sort of sign it's even interested in responding to your cue, it's better to take your cue away. So stop offering your hand, stop calling or recalling your bird. Take the opportunity away to earn that reward. And more likely, the more you do this, the more you are encouraging your bird to be very responsive and respond within just a few seconds. Birds will say yes more often if you actually take the cue away and they lose the opportunity to earn that treat. So it's something that translates to all types of training, and it's really, really important because either you're training the bird or the bird is training you. And if that cue is just always there and you're always calling, the bird just learns it can respond when it wants versus when the cue is actually given. Why don't you ask her to target instead and just ask her to go to the left side of that perch? Oh, you cheater. Don't listen to my voice.
I mean, that does make me feel better.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a while, and I feel like a lot of it was diet conversion to get her over that, where I just didn't feel like we could make any progress about it. But she made me work for it. Like, there were times where I was like, maybe the trainers and breeders and people that told you that she was just an aviary bird are right, and then I just got mad at myself for believing that and getting too stuck in that and started trying a variety of things. It's cold out there.
Oh, she's looking to go outside.
So you could ask her to go to the right side. So is this at least more than she was doing at home as far as being enthusiastic about training? Did you ever do target training or anything?
We did try, but I don't think that we ever really got very far with her.
Okay. I think we were able to do 4 or 5 at most reps.
Okay. So what we could do is have her step up for me. I will click, and then I will have her step up onto your hand, click, and you deliver the treat.
Okay.
So it's almost like she's doing 2 things for 1 reward.
Okay.
And I might even have you give the treat back on the perch, because that was a lot of the training that I did when I did get her to step up. It was immediate. She could get right back off and get a treat. And it wasn't until she started keeping herself there, where if she didn't immediately go off, I did another click and gave a treat on me.
Okay.
So I was really encouraging her to make the choice to stay. Let's try that. Hey, girlie, you come. Okay, to you. I think you want your other hand. Good girl. And give her a sunflower seed. Do you have any? Yeah.
That's a black one. I'm not coordinated enough to do that.
Okay.
Grab a black one.
There we go. And you can set her down.
Good job.
Cool. I think it's a really tiny thing that I see, but it's causing frustration and insecurity in her.
Okay.
Is that you take the extra time to set her up from behind to have like this perfect step up. What I think she wants from you is for you to go straight here and let her just step off.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It takes a little extra time for you to come around, you bypass the front, and then you swing around to the back. But if you just came straight here, it would be quicker.
And so she would get rewarded quicker.
And I
Okay.
think it would make her feel better about it versus wondering what you're doing with her.
Okay.
It's just a subtle thing that I see in her body language that makes her a little uncomfortable.
Okay.
Even though I think in your mind, you're making an easier step off.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it more comfortable.
Yeah, she, I think, wants the direct
Okay.
off. So I would try that.
See, like looking at her, to me, this is just like calm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's not agitated or anything. She's just calm, like, hey, what's going on, kind of thing.
Yep.
But she can also be just like this and refuse everything, which is, maybe that's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends on what your expectation is of her, for sure. Like, I don't get, crazy long training sessions out of her by any means, but I also don't really expect it. So it's really just waiting for her body language to say like, yeah, I'm ready for another rep, and ending before she says that she's not. The quicker you get her back off of you, the better, in her mind, until she starts extending that.
Okay.
And I think that was the main difference that I did, is I let her extend it, I didn't extend it.
Okay. So I mean, if you think that she'd be willing, I'd like to try that where she comes up and then goes down, and then I would probably just leave her alone after that.
Okay,
Like, just so she knows that, look, I'm gonna do what you want me to do.
Yeah. And then handling wise, normally when I ask her to step up, it's always on my right hand. But if I'm passing her to somebody, it's always to, like, I can't put my treats down because Mr. Monger.
It's almost like the same side.
Yes, so
Okay.
think of it as like, it's an open pathway. Whereas
Okay.
to come here, I'm like, how do I open up
Okay.
to give to you? And it's not as clear. Here to here is much easier. So if I had her on my left hand, I would
Then
go
I
to
would
this
use
hand.
this. Okay.
Yeah, so think about that with all your birds.
Okay.
It'll be really clear, especially when you start handling them where you're holding their feet. They literally step off of this hand and into like the thumb part of the other hand.
Okay.
Is how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will click for you if you want to go ahead and try anything with her. Oh.
Hi. You want to come? Good job. Good job.
Awesome. So the only difference I would make in that is that I wouldn't move your hand. You naturally went up and then back down to the perch. Don't even move it. So when she steps up, if you need to give her a little like umph to make her go the rest of the way, because sometimes she needs that. Hi, sir. If you need to like, because sometimes I noticed with her, she would put her first foot on there, and if I clicked, she would follow it with a second. Some birds you might have to be like, lift a little bit so they fully commit.
Okay, I was just, jeez.
And then it's just an immediate like open gate to get back down.
Okay.
Versus her feeling like you're gonna go somewhere with her.
Okay.
I just want her to step up so consistently because she knows like no big deal.
Okay.
This step up's gonna be great.
Try not to move you. You want to come? No?
And I wonder if a change of hands, I know she did it fine with your left hand last time, but I almost wonder if you used your right. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
You are right-handed, okay.
Yeah.
And if she's not responsive to this, I'll have you do just a target training.
Okay.
And
Hey, Fennel. You want to come? And,
yeah, and just let her step off when she wants to step off.
okay.
You could even like bring your hand a little lower to the other perch too. Yeah. See if she wants to get down there. There you go. That
Good
was
job.
perfect.
Okay.
Just like that, where she had 100% control of that situation, where she was like, yes, I do want to do it, and I'm going to stay here and eat the treat, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Because initially, for me, she was like, I want a GTFO and eat my treat somewhere safe. So the fact that she chose to stay there was awesome. And then as soon as she starts giving signs that like, hey, I want to be back on the perch, you just subtly being like, yeah, okay, I understand that, I'm going to make that easier for you, is going to make her be like, this human gets me and is going to be nice and responsive to what my needs are. Okay, sir, you are too high maintenance. I'm going to go put you away. I'm going to use a lot. So next, after Chelsea got to work with Fennel a bit, she really wanted her daughter Zelle to work with Fennel because they have a history together as well. So we kind of transferred over and started working with Fennel with Zelle.
Do you want to try?
She's usually better with you, right?
Yeah, usually.
Okay. You want to step up? Good job.
Cool.
And then of course we wait for her to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, then everything stops for a little while. We fold a load of clothes, whatever.
Right? We go on a vacation, we come back. Yeah. No, that was really, really good. And she seemed like a little swept away at first when you like just were like, and you're here. And then as soon as she was like, I want to go back, you were very much like, I will put you back. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. As soon as she communicates to you guys, that kind of stuff, if you're just sensitive to that, she will trust you.
Okay.
She will be like, I will come to you because I know if I show signs of wanting to get off of you or go somewhere, you'll listen.
Okay.
Versus be like, no, just hang out with me and I don't want to put you back or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, they're nervous about. Yeah, you look interested. What are you doing?
You want to come again? Good girl.
Awesome.
Back down.
Perfect. Just like that. Just like that.
Learned that
Yeah.
in the beginning with her is that you bring her to you, you treat, and then
Ready
you
again?
send her back.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll just be something that we don't need to think about as far as asking her, treating her where she is, and then letting her go back at that place.
Yeah. So being able to now transfer her and get her to step up from anywhere and I don't have to show food is huge.
Yeah.
And I think you guys will definitely get there too. Oh, what'd you do?
You want to come again? It's my last one.
Cool.
Good girl.
And I think the difference in what that trainer was showing is that luring is very effective for like an initial thing, but if you don't phase it out, they don't actually learn the behavior. So they're not learning to step up for the treat. They're learning to get to the treat. They're just learning to get to the food. So they don't understand, they don't make the connection that like stepping up on the hand equals the treat unless you have a clicker or a bridge or a marker where you're saying, oh, Blueberry's here. We're doing laps. She's like, just don't let it come hang out with me because that thing is annoying. But so if you do it this way where you gradually increase and you're listening to the body language and then eventually you're not showing the treat anymore and you're just presenting the hand or you're just presenting the stick without them seeing the treat, now they understand this is what gets the treat. Stepping up is what gets the treat. It's not just following the food.
Then, yeah, I had no idea about phasing that out.
Yeah.
So
initially, it's sometimes you have to use it to get a bird over extreme fear, where it's just like, please, I have this and I have the food, or you might need to remind them and say, I have treats, like there's something in it for you. But to have the food showing the entire time is technically luring.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I called it that, like that's the only way to get her on my hand.
Yeah.
So that I could weigh her every day.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to do it to bring her out of the cage and then to get her onto the scale and then to get her back onto my hand, and then I didn't have to do anything to get her back to the cage.
Right, yeah.
I mean, half the time.
Same, perch, right?
Yes.
Like that's reinforcing. And so understanding where you don't have to use treats.
Yeah.
And I think she wants to be on one of the stands and go hang out for a little bit. So if one of you want to deliver her to the stand, she would probably like that.
Oh, you used your feet.
Yeah, she did. I'm just not going to click. We don't have to give her a treat because we're rewarding her with that. But that kind of stuff, so especially based on who's 60-40, you would let 40 do that. Where it's like, oh, okay, you don't have to use food for that because you know exactly what she wants.
Okay.
So we're going to reward her with what she wants environmentally speaking. And that's what I'm talking about is so huge for this bird.
Okay.
So the reinforcement of being aware of her body language and realizing she wants to go back to that and delivering that to her is just as powerful as getting a treat.
Okay.
So that's why it's so important to just watch for what she wants and doesn't want and deliver it in a way that she's like, oh, you get me, I trust you, I communicate to you, you understand me.
Well, that's good. I think that probably there's some stuff in the trust building that I didn't get from before. Because like with the luring, like she used to step up on my hand and now she acts like she doesn't know what my hand is, but she's been doing this for a month and a half and now suddenly, so I bet that's probably a big part of why I struggled with her was that she didn't understand.
You never phased it out into actual training.
Yes.
So it is great for an initial, like getting the behavior, but then you have to phase it out and shape it into actually being trained behavior.
Okay.
For them to understand what it is. You do a lot of things naturally that are really, really good. And I would love for you to help your mom with those little nuances. Because something that she thought she was making easier on Fennel was actually frustrating Fennel. So those little things, it seems so dumb.
Yeah.
It is so important, and it's why she will prefer you over your mom. Is that like subtlety where your mom just takes longer, thinks that she's doing such a good thing, and it's not. It's actually just like tanking a relationship. So if you can watch those sorts of things and just try to figure out the nuances that Chelsea's doing, that you can kind of fix and be like, you know what, I think she showed agitation before you da-da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
And help her get ahead of it.
Okay. So you have something. Yeah.
Do you want to target her down to a better spot for yourself?
Anything down?
She's like, yes, I do.
Everybody knows these
Blue's
games
like,
around here.
She got up there.
Hey, Blue.
She just flew right over.
Do you guys feel like you're seeing Fennel at a more workable disposition at all? Like, I'm worried that you guys aren't seeing too much of a difference when it comes to your interactions with her. But I've definitely felt a huge transformation with her and hope that it will eventually translate. Well, Chelsea just left. So originally we had talked about how long she should come here for to see Fennel and all of that stuff. And we played between having 2 sessions at my house or just 1. And she had kind of said, Chelsea had just said like, oh, well, if everything's great and it transfers over easily, like we'll just take her and go to our hotel and you know, be ready to fly out the next day. But it didn't go like that. So I definitely suggested a second session, possibly before dinner, since the first session was after breakfast, which has been working great for me. And she was super receptive and did everything that I've seen her do, but wasn't that way for Chelsea. So I think a lot of that is just because over the last like 2.5 months that I've had Fennel, I've been working at it, you know, and gaining her trust and giving her the confidence that I'm going to listen to her body language and do what she wants to do and not do what she doesn't want to do and that kind of thing. And Chelsea hasn't been building that for 2.5 months because Fennel's been here with me. So I think wherever they left off just wasn't strong enough to transfer it over. And there's a few nuances that I pointed out to Chelsea that I think would make a big difference in changing so that Fennel could develop that relationship with her. But I'm definitely bummed it wasn't this easy peasy, like, here you go, your bird's great. I think it just kind of goes to show that, I don't know. I'm like trying not to be bummed. I'm like seriously trying not to be bummed. I'm mostly bummed for Chelsea because I'm worried that she had this high expectation of being able to walk in here and like have it all transfer really easily when it's more about leaving with the tools to be able to get there and knowing that it's possible. That's what Project Birds are really all about, is proving that it's possible, proving that the bird isn't any different or isn't untrainable or unadoptable or any of those things, that you can do it. You just need to keep trying. And sometimes it takes extra patience. It definitely took a ton of patience with Fennel. It took trying things. It took not believing other people. It took not taking each day as a fact of like, oh, she'll only train in the evenings. Yeah, that was true for one day, but it wasn't true the next day. So not getting too caught up in things that we think are factual and then getting locked into a corner. You know, I don't know. I'm sad. Because I worry about letting Chelsea down. And I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel like she feels like she has the tools to succeed with Fennel and have the relationship that she wants to have with her. And so I hope that that is obtained by the end of today and that they go home feeling inspired and feeling hopeful, I guess. Feeling hopeful. But I'm nervous that they don't. Really nervous they don't.